What's up, good people? What's up? What's up? What's up? Y'all know what time it is. You know what we are about to do. We're about to get this thing rolling. We're about to get it popping. We're about to get it jumping. And it's Wind Down Wednesday. And y'all know who I am. I'm the one and only Sandy. And I'm sitting here with my girl.
Hey, it's Shanice. It's Wind Down Wednesday. Y'all know how we do. It's the middle of the week. It's a beautiful day. Welcome back. Thanks for
Well,
tuning in.
yes, welcome back. Welcome back. The weather been pretty good all the way up until the day, but I still ain't gonna complain. God is good. It's all good. We are good. We got to pray for Kentucky because they had some flooding down there that was horrible and some people lost their lives. So we're praying for the eastern part of Kentucky that everybody is well. The families will get through this, but it's very difficult and hard when you lose a loved one in any kind of way, shape, form, or fashion. But
Hey, AJ. Thanks for
what's
tuning
up,
in.
AJ? We just want to make sure that we pray for everybody and everybody be, keep it up, stay strong in Kentucky, stay strong. But
That's
anyway,
right.
it's Wind Down Wednesday. Welcome, people. Welcome. Well,
Yes.
what is going on with you? What's been happening, sis? What's been happening?
With more? Oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's the middle of the week. It's Wind Down Wednesday. And I mean, I can't complain. I've had a great week. We had a little bit of rain the other day, but I can't complain about that. I love the warm weather. I'm a summer baby. So my health has been well. My family's health has been well. Last week we had the funeral and all those things,
Right.
but family has came together and united. So we've hung out a lot and just kind of keeping each other up. So I mean, other than that, just grateful for another chance. I'm getting my wine on because it's Wine Down Wednesday. How about
Wind Down
you?
Wednesday.
How was your week?
I'm thankful. My week has been wonderful. It's been great. It's been a blessing. God is definitely good. I must continue to say that. I can't say it enough. My family is well. Everybody is doing wonderful. Courtney went out on her job, went out of town to Portland, Oregon. She went out and made it back safely, thank God. But everything is good. Everything is good. We're doing well over here on this side of the world. Thank you, Jesus. Family is all doing well thus far. Got a couple of people in the family that's sick, but we're praying for them, for speedy recoveries and quick health. So other than that, my week has been really, really wonderful, and I'm going to keep smiling for the people and for myself.
That's right. Keep smiling. Keep
Keep smiling.
shining.
That's it. No, and you can what? Count on us.
Always count on. That's right.
That's right. You can count on us. And it is Wind Down Wednesday, and thanks for tuning in. So let's get right down to the nitty gritty. Here is
Woo!
the thing. At what point do you not realize and understand if someone is going to continue to do something, they're going to keep doing it? I don't know how many times I got to tell people, you are not going to be able to stop someone from doing whatever it is that they want to do. You can have conversation after conversation after conversation. You can be mad, you can be mad, you can be mad, but you're really not going to be able to stop them if that's what they're really going to do. Now they may tell you they ain't going to do it. They may tell you that, and I'm sure you have heard that. But at the end of the day, they gonna sneak and do it and end up getting caught. But as my grandma used to say, don't come out in the wash, it'll come out in the rinse.
Hey,
And if it don't come out in neither one of them, it's gonna come out in the lint box when you put it in the dryer. So either way,
either way, it's
you're gonna
coming
get
out.
caught. That's right, it's coming out. So let's talk about the cheating carrying on that's going on with Neo. All of
Oh
that,
Lord.
what he's doing. How did the wife not understand? And we're gonna talk about sexual harassment too, because we're gonna talk about two things tonight. We're gonna talk about the cheating and how did the wife, the current wife, not really know that he wasn't doing it because he did it on his first wife. That's why she with him.
So I'm not sure if the first girl he was with, if he was married to her or not. I'm not sure. I know that they had two children. I believe they're twins.
He didn't have no kids from the first one.
He didn't. Okay,
That,
maybe I'm thinking about something else.
that was
Okay.
the problem.
Okay.
She wanted kids and he didn't.
Got you. I just feel like, it's sad. It's really sad that Crystal is going through that, at this time. Um I was just really just outdone reading her statement. If you go to her Instagram page, her social media page, she made a statement. And so it's really kind of unfortunate because they literally just did like a vow renewal, I want to say,
Yep.
and all red. And it's probably been about, I'm guessing, between 3 or 4 months ago that they just did a vow renewal. So
Yep.
it's just really kind of shockingly unpleasant to hear. Because
Because
I'm always in favor of, marriage and
yeah.
people trying to keep it together and hold it together and do the right thing. Challenges come up, but that cheating, baby, that ain't no challenge. That's a choice.
No, that's a choice. That is a choice. The thing about it is he gets on national. Here's the thing I have with anybody that's doing it. You always get out there and put yourself in public, or you stand up in front of the church, or you stand up in front of your family members, all your
Yep.
friends, and
Yep.
you get out there and you make the announcement about, oh, I'm sorry, I apologize, because you just didn't hurt one person. That's the problem with when you cheat. You're just not hurting one individual. You're
It's
hurting
a
several.
package.
It is.
Exactly.
You don't know how many people that's being affected by your cheating. And the fact of the matter is, he gets on national TV, he gets on the radio, he makes these public statements about, him reconciling and him and his wife being closer than ever before because of COVID, and COVID kept them together, and they couldn't go anywhere, so they kind of talked and did some things with each other. And then the next thing she is finding out that he lied about all of that. And then he is going having sex with several other women. And she was like, I'm done. You sit up here and you lied. You hurt me and my kids. I mean,
Right.
why would you do that? Just own up, fess up, come on out of the closet, and then you'll be better off by yourself. Just be by yourself. If that's what you want to do, be by yourself.
Right. Let's verbalize it being okay to say, hey, this isn't working out for me, XYZ. Let's make that okay. You know what I mean? Give the person an option to say, hey, okay, let's try to work through this, or okay, let's not. I can't deal with this,
Yeah.
but to just blatantly lie and to just blatantly be cheating, it's just no excuse for that to me. I
None.
mean, it's we all are grown, and if something ain't working out, communicate that. Say that. If you don't want to be here no more, you don't want to be married anymore, say that too. But to just disrespect somebody and cheat on them because you're cheating on them. If you have children, you're cheating on your children because you're changing
Absolutely.
the relationship and the trajectory of their comfort and what they're
Yep.
used to. And so, like you said, it's a trickle down effect.
It is. It bothers everybody. It's something that affects everybody. Maybe even right down to the darn dog. It bothers everybody, and it's an issue and it's a problem. So I don't know. I'm sure, because she wants out. It's a done deal. It ain't gonna happen no more. It's over. He just have to deal with whatever he has to deal with, and it is what it is. And they just got to keep it moving. Point blank, period. They just got to keep it moving. And I don't know. I mean, just pray for them, and hopefully that it won't get ugly, because issues like this normally get ugly in the media. So let's just
It
keep
really,
it moving.
yeah, it really gets ugly in the media. And the people who suffer from it most generally are the children involved, which is sad because they have 3 children. They actually just had a daughter. I think she may be one, if not almost one.
Right.
So they had 3 children, have 3 children together. So I mean, that's really who it's affecting as the kids, and it's just really sad.
It is.
Because when you get married, you're blending both families, even though you don't wake up and lay down with that individual's family. But you're still a part of, and they're still expecting that you're going to take care of this person, you're going to respect them, you're going to value them, amongst
Right.
other things. So to hear that is just it's really it's heart wrenching, it's heartbreaking
It
because it
is.
could have went another way. Could have said, "Hey, this marriage thing ain't working out for me. I want to be a player, or I want to be single. I want to smash whoever." Just say that. Just be
Do it.
honest. He would have got more respect that way than how it's gonna go, and it's
Right.
gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly.
I think so too. I think it's going to get real nasty. It's unfortunate. And unfortunately, I think that the kids are going to suffer from it, at some point down the road. They may not be old enough now to realize it. But, the kids suffer it more than the adult because we can kind of overcome stuff. We can get over that, but our children never get over that because, they don't know who to blame, and some of them take the blame upon themselves because their parents didn't make it. But, at the end of the day, it's all about how you present it to your children, and what you're going to make it look like. But I pray that everything goes well with them, and it's just it's good. I just pray that it's going to be all right because I definitely see this being nasty and ugly. I definitely see that happening. One other thing I want to talk about is, we talked about it last week. We talked about the fact unfortunately, the N word has popped up again in the city
Yeah,
of Cincinnati, state
yeah,
of Ohio, Fulton County. It's a shame that nothing really is happening to them for saying that. Although I did hear that the one that said effing ends, I hate them effing ends. The one that I heard, the one that said that, now I
right.
heard that they be doing something a little bit different with her because it's almost like it's like hate, it's like hatred,
Right,
hatred for another person of color, you
right.
know, hatred for somebody's gender, what in the world would
That's
cause
dangerous. That's dangerous, and it's a thin line. And I say that because they're in a position of power, and so to be allowed to get these little slaps on the wrist now, it's gonna cost somebody later.
yep,
I mean, I'm just keeping it 1,000. These slaps on the wrist is gonna cost someone later.
it is. I heard that somebody used that as an example today. They were saying, because I was listening to another show today, and they were saying, now what happens if this person goes out there, this law enforcement officer goes out there and they hurt somebody of a different race? And then what's going to happen is they're going to go back and they're going to say, well, how do we know, or how do they know it wasn't something that was done intentionally because they used this derogatory statement,
Right.
in public?
Previously. Yeah,
Yeah,
previously.
in
Right.
the past. How do we know that this is not an intentional act on their part? And we won't know that because you can get up there in front of people and you can say, I'm sorry. And that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. This second one that said it, the second law enforcement officer that came out with it, they said she said it one week and she apologized for it. And then the next week,
She
she
said it again.
make
She
it make sense. If you apologize for saying it and you didn't mean to say it,
There's
why
no reason it should be
say
coming
it
out.
again?
It should not be coming out again. There's no.
And you said it a week later after you apologized for saying it the first time. That means you did not mean it the first time. Your apology was not
Holds no weight.
none. None. Why did you apologize the first time? Did you apologize because you got caught? The person
Yeah.
caught you saying it, so you apologize to that person. but then only to turn around a week later and to use the same terminology again. What in the world? My thing is, once again, you say it all the time. It's in your household.
Yeah,
Mamas and daddies done said it.
it's in your vocabulary. Yes, it is.
You're saying it, and your children are gonna say it.
Yep.
And don't get it twisted. Being a law enforcement officer is very, very stressful. But at the end of the day, my stress is not going to cause me to call somebody out of their name that I shouldn't be calling out of their name.
And that's just a small portion because yes, law enforcement is stressful, but it doesn't stop you from saying hello. It doesn't stop you from saying how can I help you? How can I assist you? It doesn't stop. That is no excuse
None.
about the job being tough or the job being this or the job being that, because you have to compartmentalize these things.
Yes,
You have to put your best foot forward. You have to be professional because of who you're representing, because there's so much negative behind it. I mean, I could go on and on and on. So there's really no excuse that can be given, period, to say, "Ooh, I accidentally said that." Like, no, and then to just get a suspension and just your face in the paper so people can see who you are, that's not. It's gonna happen again, and it's gonna be worse every time.
It is. It's gonna be, and it's like, but how can you stand next to me if I'm your partner? How can we sit in the same car if I'm your partner? How can we go to the same radio run if I'm your partner? And I know that what statements
How you verbalize how you felt. And so you're right. How do I accept that?
How am I supposed to feel? We're doing the same job on a daily basis. We're doing the same thing. We're out here for the people all the time. Every day we go out here, we're out here for the people in the community. And we are supposed to be doing the same thing. We're supposed to be treating the people the same way. I do not get out there. I do not put on that uniform to get out there and mistreat people and put a uniform on and call somebody out of their name. No, I don't even call nobody the B word because first of all, I don't use profanity, and I'm definitely not gonna call nobody no derogatory statement. How in the world can the community and anybody? How can your what they say, the brothers and the sisters in blue? How can they trust you? How can they believe in you? Because you lied and said you were sorry, but only to turn around a week later and do it again? Give me a break.
And sis, like the word says, out of the heart, the mouth speaks. And it's spoken more than one time. And so what is there not to get? What is there not to understand? Why is there a third, a fourth, a fifth opportunity to take this to another level?
Right. Exactly. So now, they want to come up with a plan now or something that who knows what they're going to say or who knows what they're going to come up with. But I do feel like they need to get individuals in the community to be a part of whatever board that they're going to be a part of. And I'm sure it's going to happen immediately, but they need it to happen quickly because this don't need to continue to happen. It can't.
There's no excuse. There's no excuse. There's no coming back from this. It's been put out there. It's in the air. We know now. And so now that's in the back of people's head. There's going to be back of people's mind. If you've read the article or if you've seen what happened or if you heard what happened, now when you see that person, if they happen to pull you over, now in your mind, you've already got, oh my goodness.
Exactly.
This is the one who was saying N-word. She don't really like black people. I done got pulled over by like I'm in trouble now. Like that's reality.
Yep. It is. You look at Marty Brennaman, radio announcer for the Reds. He made a derogatory statements against the gays, I believe. Fired immediately. Gone, done.
No question.
Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Lost the job and a whole lot of other endorsements and everything else. Done. It's a wrap. The difference, that's the complexion is another issue. Complexion protection. Because if she said it against somebody that's black or Middle Eastern or whatever the color is, you know, Hispanic, Asian, whatever, it's obviously it's okay. But he used a derogatory statement regarding gays and lost his job immediately. You don't say nothing bad against a gay person, you don't say nothing bad against a Jewish person, because if you do, you can forget it. You're gonna be blackballed, you're gonna be thrown to the wolves. I mean, it's just
Well, I mean, the reality, I mean, just what you're speaking, the reality is that we've we haven't acquired any rights. We haven't acquired any rights on that level. And it's crazy because slavery was way around way before there was, you know, talks about equality, the talks of people accepting, you know, the LGBTQ community,
yeah,
etc. And so the rights are just totally different. We still fighting for rights, and they got rights that we won't probably ever see.
nope, ever see. You know, and my thing is, and I don't have anything against them because you know
Not at all.
and I love them
A
because
person is a person.
exactly, they are the person. I have nephews and nieces that are, you know, and cousins. So I don't have any issue with that. To each his own. I'm not
Yeah.
your judge, nor your jury. You know, you're gonna have to answer to whomever you answer to. But I love all of my friends, all of my family. You know, that's a part of the LGBT community. I love them wholeheartedly. But for somebody to speak against them as though they're a piece of trash, I got a problem with that. I got a problem with anybody using the N word. You know, it's like it becomes a part of your vocabulary, and it shouldn't. Black folks should not use it. I don't care. We shouldn't use it. We really shouldn't use it. You know, because it is. I was just talking to somebody earlier today in Alabama. Back in the day, you could walk down the street and you could, you know, walk past somebody's house and you'll hear them. Hey, that go that N right there. Hey, N, what you doing? You know, it's like, hey, N, where you going? But that's in Alabama, you know, and that was back then. We shouldn't be still hearing all of this right now. And it definitely shouldn't be coming from people that's supposed to be protecting us, helping us, you know, in the communities that we live in. It definitely should not be happening. But here we are, still facing it.
The level of disrespect just continues, you know, towards our culture, towards our color, uh, towards, you know, anything that we are, everything that we are. It's
Yep,
unfortunate, and we just got to do the best to just try to fight, you know, to be the best that we can. But it makes you hot, you know, and then it desensitizes you because you're like, oh, okay, you know,
yep,
you become used to it because you know nothing's going to happen because
nothing.
you know because of the color of the person's skin. So
Yep,
let's just move along to the next story, you know. And it's
yep.
unfortunate, but that's the reality.
It is. It's very unfortunate because I mean it's just like almost like you don't get the job because you're a female, or you don't get the job because you're a male. I mean, you know, it's the same thing. You know, you don't get the job because you're black. You don't get the job because you're white. It shouldn't matter. Those things shouldn't matter. Who's ever qualified should definitely get the position before anything else matters. Before any of all of that stuff matters. So if I'm calling on you to help me, you should come help me, regardless of the color of my skin. I shouldn't be
Right.
called name because I'm walking past you in you in a car and you frustrated and you're trying to get to from A to B. Okay, fine. Take a deep breath. You're gonna get there. But in the meantime,
Right.
don't you know, don't call me no name because you can't get to where you're going. And you get caught. See, that's the whole problem with people. People think that when they do stuff, they're not gonna get caught. That's the problem. They think they're not gonna get
It's because it's been allowed to happen for such a long period of time in whatever the circle they're in. So they've gotten comfortable, and then it's like, ooh, I forgot where I was at. I can't say that. I ain't supposed to say
Yep,
that. Like, and at that time, it's too late because now we know this is how you always felt. This is how you've always been. You know, this is what you've always wanted to say.
exactly.
So, you know,
And the thing about it is, my whole thing is too is, you know, we're always out and about. You know, we say things, and we do things. But what happens if somebody really said that? Somebody's in front of you that's the opposite color. What happens if somebody used that word? And what would you do? They might not even be talking to you, but they just could be making a statement. I mean, what would you do? What would you do?
Talk to my friend Jesus, because I'm telling you, you can only correct ignorance for so long. But I'm pretty sure the person knows that what they're saying they shouldn't be saying.
Well,
You know, and it's just it's not enough of us holding folks accountable. Is what it's my thing. It's my issue. Those that look like me or you, I can have counterparts that look like whatever. It could be whatever color, but I have to uphold them in the things that is they say. If I have a friend that's from the LGBTQ community, and I have another friend that's not, and we're all together, and that friend has not said something derogatory or something negative, I have to be able to stand up and say, hey, you can't say that. Like, don't say that. That's offensive, etc. So, I mean, then it's easier to do amongst your peers. But if more people did it amongst their peers, so many people wouldn't be comfortable with saying stuff that they shouldn't.
Right. But what if you're with some friends or a couple of people, and they're the opposite race? A song come on, and that song comes on, and you know how it is. The song
I tell them you can't say that.
They know.
I have said you cannot say that, and they'll say, "Oh, well, my friends, they cool with it." Like, no, no. Just because your friends are cool with it, they don't. So that's what I'm saying. They don't give you the okay card to feel confident enough to be somewhere in public to say something that's derogatory or disrespectful. That now we're in a time where you feel like you can't correct the person, and you know that they're wrong. Because you don't want to get your head popped. You don't want, you know what I mean? Like, it just depends on the type of setting it is. For the most part, I'm going to speak up and say, hey, you shouldn't say that. Or, that's offensive. You know what I mean? It could be, it's something simple as, hey, you shouldn't say that. That's offensive.
Because how many rappers do we have? How many of those singers do we have? Musicians that we have. And a lot of them use the N word. A lot of them use the B word, and it's just like you standing next to, you at the same concert. You may not even know the person, y'all standing there and you listen to the same words and the same songs they listening to. And all of a sudden it comes out. What you gonna do? Because you don't know them. You don't know them from Jack Adams. And they gonna sit there, and they still gonna make sure they gonna sing every lyric to that. They're gonna be bouncing and be so because everybody in there is gonna be using those same words. So what do you do? I mean, because you cannot, there's no way, no one can tell me that if a rapper is using those words in a song, why can't they do it? I bet you anything.
Because it doesn't matter if it's in a song. If it's something that shouldn't be said, it shouldn't be said. And just because it's in a song doesn't make it okay. But again, we've gotten so on eggshells about every little thing that's really not worth nothing, that the things that are worth something we don't speak up about. That's something that should be spoken up about. And again, they've gotten so comfortable in their personal friendly settings that they've said the N-word, or they said this, or they've said that, and then now they're out in the public, or they're now they're somewhere, and they're just so comfortable with saying it with their friends that now I'm just gonna say it wherever. If I hear it in the song, I'm gonna say it. If I'm on the subway, I'm gonna say it. And it's like, no, we got to get back to the correcting and back to those boundaries. And everybody's on, I don't want to say anything because they might shoot me, or I don't want to say anything. You know what I mean? It's something, but right is just right. And I just feel like it's a time and a place, and it's a right way to say something to someone. Hey, you can't say that. That's offensive. And be ready to get into an argument with the person because they rightfully feel like, freedom of speech, and you in my business. I don't know you. I can say whatever I want to. If you're going to be a person that's going to be correct to people, get ready for that also.
Exactly. But I'm going to continue to say it because the new era and this new day and time that we are living in right now, with all of these rappers that's coming out, I do believe that I do believe that Beyonce, somebody came up and said something about, I was reading something about Beyonce taking out some words in one of her songs. She took out a couple of lyrics, and I don't know what it was, but she took out something in her song that that was offensive. So she's no longer going to say it. Carolyn says it doesn't matter how much we say it. They are never allowed, period. And I agree with that. Never allowed.
Ever. And yes, AJ, it does have to start with us. If you don't never say nothing, then that means you're saying it's okay.
Exactly. But the thing is, if you're going to stand by and allow it to continue to happen, then you're going to say it's okay. But at what point? But here we go again. It's in our music. It is definitely in our music. And these new kids, this new era of kids are saying every word verbatim, speaking every word in there verbatim. Monica Lewinsky then put out a statement telling Beyonce to take out some lyrics in her song because she felt offensive by some stuff that Beyonce said in the song that she thought was pertaining to her. Well, heck,
partition. The song is Partition.
Yeah,
and when she said Monica Lewinsky all on my gown. Yeah.
Right. You know, so if she feels that those words offended her and she wants them removed, why can't we as a people
right,
be offended when the word is spoken and say something and do something about it? We should not. Somebody need to be held accountable.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was Monica Lewinsky all on my blouse. That's what the lyric was. Not down.
But it said, but okay.
It did say her name. Yes, it did.
Okay, but your name on my blouse. Okay, so now what? What does that mean? Your name on my blouse. What does it mean? Your name on my blouse. So if I'm walking around here, Monica Lewinsky got a shirt that says I'm wearing a shirt that says Monica Lewinsky.
You have to listen to it, and then you'll know what I'm talking about.
I know. I'm just saying. Yes. What's up, Auntie?
Hey, Sharonda. Yes.
Ask her to remove it. That is offensive. I get it. Things are offensive, but here I am. Here's what I'm saying. So the N word is offensive. Are we writing these artists and say remove the N word from your song? No, because some of y'all are still singing them. You're singing them with everybody else. I can't tell you that was the truth spoken.
I'm with you too, Carolyn, because Monica it is nasty, but Monica put herself in that position, and so it is what it is. Whereas the N words is totally, completely, and utterly different.
Yep, Monica Lewinsky did put herself in that position, and I get it, Sharonda. It's probably it is offensive and it's nasty, but at the end of the day, are we asking Beyonce to take the N-word out of her songs if she got it? Are we asking Jay-Z to take the N-word out of it? Because she got a song that I heard before that it's N-word all the way through it. You know.
Yes, thank you, Sharonda. We love dialogue. We love discussing.
Yes. So that's my question. How is it that she can write something and ask her to take? I get it, it's her name. But if I'm walking around here with her name on my shirt, should I remove her name off the shirt? Should I not wear the shirt because it said the Monica Lewinsky on my blouse? Okay, Monica Lewinsky on my blouse.
The lyric is he Monica Lewinsky all on my blouse. He.
But the thing about it is she didn't say who the he was. She did not say who the he was, but yet and still
we know.
Well, everybody don't know. My baby probably wouldn't have known. She probably don't know. I don't know if she know or not. Who is he? She never said no names. Monica Lewinsky could have another boyfriend that happened.
No, but we all know that she's referencing the scandal with her and Bill Clinton.
Well, my whole thing is if she feels the need that she can ask her, write a letter, a note, or whatever, a petition to sign. First of all, I don't think nobody gonna sign it because the beehive is big. we should be writing as a people. We should be writing letters to everybody about taking the N words out of the songs that they are singing on a consistent basis. But we sitting up here and we're not. We're talking about Beyonce taking
Yes,
the
she
name.
is, Sharonda. Yes, she is, honey.
Yes, she is out of control. We're talking about Monica Lewinsky on a shirt. But the N word should be taken out of these lyrics too, off of all these songs. But they're not, because it sells money. The B word sells money. So we as women should be offended when they say the B word in these songs. But are we? Are we offended by that? Now, if you call me that, I'm liably gonna slap you in your mouth, because
I mean, yeah, I mean, right. I'm right there with you if you call me that, but I'm not offended because that's not what I am.
exactly. But see, that's the whole thing is they, and yes, they are unhappy for real, and they're not going to talk about no love child. They're not going to talk about the issues that they've had with each other in their marriage. None of that.
They both talked about it in their albums.
But you ain't heard nothing else about it. You ain't heard nothing else about it. But this Monica Lewinsky on my blouse and all the N words that these rappers use, here we are still saying it's okay. It's all right. It's okay for them to call us all kinds of names in these songs, treat us all kind of different ways. And
I'm with you, Carolyn. The younger girl said, and I do not like it, and I correct them very quickly. And I'm gonna say people from New York, they say it too. If you know anybody or you got friends from New York, which I do, like that's in their dialogue, like that's they slang, like. And at first I understand it, like us, you're not about to address me like that, talk to me like that, but they talk to everybody like that, like that's just you know what I'm saying? That's how they've been doing it. That's their culture. So and that was odd. If you know anybody from New York, the Bronx, anywhere, you already know when you hear that what it is.
Sharonda say the trust is gone. They love the kids, but the love is gone. Becky with the good hair is still on her mind. I hate that word, period.
Yeah, me too.
We all hate it.
Because we was taught that it was disrespect. And now they're trying to turn a word that's disrespected to a term of endearment, and you can't. Because of disrespect.
I'm not trying to make up and take up for nobody. But then we be all everywhere, half naked. We be all everywhere, showing booty and boob as often as we can. We wear pants so tight. I'm not making an excuse for nothing. And then we act ignorant at times. So here comes the name calling. Here comes the name calling. Whites are using it with black.
And that's my whole issue, Sharonda. I've had a conversation with my own children about that.
Yep.
And it's such thing as us black folks being whitewashed. I mean, I'm just keeping it 1,000. Where they feel like they allow their friends to say it because they want them to feel comfortable. I'm like, there was never ever any discomfort for them. So how are you making them comfortable by allowing them to say something that's ignorant?
I mean, because I'm telling you, when these kids visit each other and they go over each other's houses and they in the room and they listening to this rap music, they are singing these songs, and these songs got the N word in them all day long. It's in this and in that and be this and be that. And they are all repeating those lyrics with each other, and nobody is correcting nobody while they sitting there having a good time. My thing is, leave the door open. Know what's going on. Listen to what those children are listening to in those rooms. Don't let them sit in there with those doors closed while they got little friends over, and then those rap songs come on. Everybody in there singing, and everybody in there doing something they really don't have no business doing. So if you do hear them, we as parents need to be trying to correct them. We as parents need to be saying, okay, look, that I don't care whose mom and daddy your mom and daddy is. We don't do that in this house. We're not going to say it. It's not going to happen. Matter of fact, we don't even listen to that kind of music unless it's the clear version. But then the clear version ain't really that clear. Point blank, period. Carolyn says the younger generation has desensitized these words, and we struggle with it. It's our struggle. They have desensitized these words. I mean, they have come so it's a common, it's the nature to them. It's just a regular old day for them. So it doesn't matter to them what happens and how it happens, which is crazy to me because these young babies just don't care. It don't affect them the way it affects us, which is a shame. But once again, AJ said it starts with us. It definitely starts with us. So how are we going to fix it as parents, as friends, as grandmothers, aunties, uncles? There is no freaking way that when Courtney was growing up, I would have let her sit here and listen to some lyrics that had the N word in it with her little friends. Ain't no way I'm gonna do that. I don't even like them. I don't even like them songs. Here, I can't even tell you what half of them are. But, all right, Sharonda, you be good. I love you. Thanks for tuning in. Got to be to work at 3 a.m. I'll be chatting with you. But be safe at work and have a great night. Don't work too hard, which I'm sure you won't. But it's crazy how it's accepted when it shouldn't be accepted. But who are we to say? But this is where it starts at right here with me and sis. You know, the one thing that I know we can do is we can bring it to you all's attention. We can talk about it. We can put it out there, and with hopes that it'll spread and somebody will get it and understand and agree that it just shouldn't continue to happen. It just shouldn't. It shouldn't. Period. So what do we do? So where do we go from here? Is the question.
So you know, just like how we talked about when you see something, say something. If someone's around you and they saying that, and you're uncomfortable with it, which you should be. If you're not, that's another issue for another topic for another day. But there need to be some correction, and they may continue to sing through the song, or they may continue to say it. But you've spoken your piece and you've told them what's what. So that if they're somewhere else and they say that, because a lot of times what's gonna happen is you have been in the right place at the wrong time. And you're gonna say that, and then somebody go cut up on you.
Yep. And the thing is, when they do cut up on you, how you gonna handle it? Because everybody can't handle it the same way. Everybody can't control themselves in the same manner. Some people will go ballistic. And what is the point of you going ballistic, getting yourself put in jail for what? Because one thing that I heard Ricky say today is, if it happens to you, he said he got all his babies trained. He said he got all his children trained, everybody trained in his family. Was somebody gonna record while the other one called 911? And don't put your hands on his kids because he gonna beat you down. And I was like, and you're absolutely correct. So sometimes we don't want to put ourselves in a situation where it'll lead to that. And he said one thing. He said, don't go to jail. Do not go to jail for somebody using the N-word, calling you the N-word. Don't go to jail for that. Just start recording and call the police, because somebody gonna need the police. But then again, I can't call the police if the police coming is the same person.
And they saying it too. What's the difference? What's the point?
Exactly.
Y'all get it? Make it make sense.
Did it make sense? I can't call them if they the same ones that's riding around in my community.
And they saying it.
I'm about to bust somebody in the nose, you know, because they using it too. Who's gonna be accountable? The babies that's recording and the ones that are calling 911, because I need the 911 operator to hear what's going on in the background.
Right.
Definitely. I'm telling you, we just need to be more careful, more cognizant. You know, we got to, I mean, and we got to teach our children. We got the education is key to anything. I say it all the time, communication and education. And we got to continue to repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. If,
Yeah.
and my thing is, you and I know, our children follow us. They look at us, they watch what we're doing. So if we're using the N word, they're going to feel comfortable with using it too. You know, if we're using the B word, they're going to be comfortable with using it too. If I walk around here all day cursing, Courtney going to feel like she can curse too. And then I'm going to have to bust her in her teeth because that's not going to happen.
Right.
Not around me. I didn't do it in my
Team, no disrespect.
No, I didn't do it around my mama, and I still don't do it. So it ain't gonna happen here. So why should we accept it out in the public? Why should the public? Why should a community person have to accept that disrespect? We shouldn't. Absolutely should not. Y'all know it's Wind Down Wednesday. Y'all know what we do. We're sitting here talking about it. We're talking about everything, pretty much everything. We done talked about Neo cheating on his wife and lying about it.
Terrible.
Horrible.
Terrible. Affects generation.
Generation.
Lying, cheating affects generation.
And name calling.
And name calling, yes, for sure.
Affects generation.
N word, B word, all that. C words, D words, you know.
Right. And don't get it twisted. I mean, I'm not knocking any artist for making music or anything like that, but we just need to do better because unfortunately, the generation now is watching them. The generation now thinking they're making it.
Well, they're idolizing it.
Yeah.
So that's why it's being repeated.
Like it's acceptable. They're making it seem as though it's acceptable because you got some parents that are doing the same thing that's in the lyrics. The same thing. So the kids it makes the kids seem like, okay, well, my mom and daddy doing it, then it's acceptable. If I'm my brother on the corner and every time he meet his boy, he'd say, hey, what's up, my N? Come on now. They think it's acceptable. They're watching it. And it'd be like, oh, what's up, dog? Come on now. At some point, we need to figure out how we can fix this. But I don't know how they're going to fix the police calling folks in the community the N-word. Now, I don't know how they're going to fix that. I don't know. I think I said earlier today, they just going to have to fire somebody. They just going to have to shoot them.
Someone needs to be made an example because, I mean, it happens on the other side of the coin. Yeah. So why come the coin is so clean on that it can't happen, the complexion for protection. Why is it a complexion for the protection thing instead of a right or a wrong thing?
Yep. Somebody gonna have to get fired.
And then it wasn't said once, it was repeated more than one time. And so that means there's gonna be a third time, there's gonna be a fourth time, because they're like, oh, nothing's gonna happen to me. So there has to be someone that's gonna be an example.
Got to be. To me, that's just a form of just light. That means you don't like it. And I don't know. Here's my thing. And I'm going to say this. Y'all heard it right here. I don't give a if you're married to a black person.
No.
And you're white.
That's even more of a reason why you should not be saying it. You will never know that person's struggle. Ever, because you in that capacity, you've not had the struggle in that capacity. You don't have to be looked at, like you got 7 heads in this place or that place. Like, so you definitely should be the one speaking up and saying to your counterparts that are Caucasian like you, like, absolutely not.
Just don't use it. Like I said, I don't care if you slept with 1,000 black folks, male or female. It don't matter to me. That's something you just should not be doing it. You're right, Carolyn. You can't fix those way of thoughts and beliefs. They both need to be fired from CPD. Well,
I agree with you 1,000%, Carolyn, but we know that ain't gonna happen.
One of them ain't gonna be fired because the second one ain't gonna be fired because she's already been
She barely been working.
yeah, she's
She
already
started her little suspension, and that's it.
she already served her suspension. It came out late. This is my thing. If something happens in this is what I don't like about this city. The police, fire, all of them, all the city heads, stuff happens and it comes out later. And then we're
Right.
reacting to something that already took
That
place.
happened.
We
Right.
already did what
When
they
when it should be exposed, because if it was somebody that was black, think about when all this stuff happened with the city council, the mayors, and what's her name, Tamara or Tamira, I might be pronouncing her name incorrectly. There were other council members. All this stuff happened, and they were at the forefront of it. Right? They
Yep.
talked about it right then and there. The same. You don't get to take the higher road because you're a police officer. Like,
Right.
you did something wrong. Period. End of story.
The end. And
Let's
if you
cover it up. Let's be quiet. Let's shove it under the rug. And then about 6 months later, we can talk about it's old news then. No.
because my thing is that how do you not know? How do you not let the very people that I have to work with or you got to work with every day that this individual standing next to you
Yep.
is in this type of language?
Yep.
Let me know that.
Yep. And now I have to feel as whether I'm this person's partner or anyone that's on the force with them, and I am black. I now have to feel some kind of way because A, that was hidden from me for so long. You know what I'm saying? And B, now this person still can walk around here. Now I have to walk on eggshells because I know how they really feel.
Right. I'm in a cubicle next to you and I hear you say something that you shouldn't say and I report you. But then it don't come out to the people. Nobody else get the email. Nobody else get the notice. Nobody else know what's going on but me and that person that's right there. But then you expect me to continue to work with them and not feel some kind of way. That makes sense.
That's bias in itself. Exactly. Because you know that if that information would have came out when it happened, that those people that they're surrounded by that work with them would not have allowed them to keep their job. Come on now.
I mean, but the precedent was set prior to, because that happened a while back. And I said that the other week.
It sure did.
It's been,
Yep.
so
Yep.
now
It's okay. It's been okay. This is the third okay.
You got to, exactly. You got to come up with a whole new different rule, regulations that's stating you can't use it. Nobody, no city employee, nobody should be using it anyway, but no city employee anywhere can use it. If they do, then okay.
Automatic termination.
Automatic. And they should come up with that and it should happen immediately.
But that's really sad because it shouldn't be something that I have to write down. Like that should be common sense. But common sense ain't common for everybody. You can work anywhere else. You can work for a news out, CNN. I think something happened. Somebody said something. They got fired right away.
Yep. Right away.
It's right. It's wrong. You shouldn't say it. You're in a professional setting. You should be fired.
Yep. And they made it known immediately. It was made known immediately that this person did it and this person said it. And next thing you know, they're gone. They're fired and it's a done deal. It's light-skinned folks helping light-skinned folks. Right, Carolyn.
Yeah, but then you got to go back and think too. Now in the community, now that it is out, it's people still aren't feeling comfortable when it comes to the police. Like now you really done tarnished it even more. It's already folk don't fool with you. I want to say nothing. You try to encourage people to speak out when they see, crimes happening, stuff like that. Now I really don't want to fool you because you go keep a person on the force that knowingly now don't care nothing about people that look like me. And you'll probably put her in an area to police people that look like me, and she don't like people like me. So then there's going to be an incident, but I'm supposed to trust you that you got the protection and the safety of the people. Get out of here.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's already hard enough for us to accept the police in the first place. It's already hard enough for people to even like the police in the first place. And now it's even worse because you added on to the dislike all over again. You know, you added additional stuff onto the dislikes already. So it's like now we got to
Whatever,
overcome.
exactly.
We got to
Whatever
overcome
half a
another
step
obstacle.
that you may have, whatever
Right.
half a step that we had made 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 2 years ago, we done made 10 more steps backwards now by allowing
Yep.
that to happen.
And how do we overcome this? You know, how do we get through this? And, you know, and I said it before, and I said it last week. The unfortunate piece in CPD, they don't touch on the disparities like they should. They don't touch on the racism within the department like they should. They beat around the bush, they touch it a little bit, but they don't go deep into it, you know, at all. Think about where the community outrage, where is it?
Yeah,
Where are
because
the
they
march?
know till 1,000 months later, where they don't, where now it's quote unquote don't count, don't matter. You know what I mean?
Where they speaking out, there was some Carolyn on TV yesterday speaking out about it. Some was on the Lincoln Ware show talking about it. But my whole thing is, they having some kind of meeting on August 8th. If you want to chime in or get the link, and they'll send you the link, or you can listen to them on Facebook or something. So, but everybody don't have Facebook or a computer or the internet to do that. So I'm like you. Where is the march to City Hall? Where is the meeting that takes us down to City Hall to talk to AFTAB and all of the city? Because I would be there. My thing is, the unfortunate piece, I don't live in the city, but I would definitely be down at City Hall. I would go down there and speak, or not, maybe not even speak, but I don't mind speaking, but I would definitely go down there and support the cause, because we need to make a change internally. But if you got leaders that their mentality and their thought process is the same as the officers using the language, then it ain't gonna help the department.
No, it means nothing.
It
It's
ain't
wasted.
gonna help the department. Not at all. It ain't gonna help the department. So my thing is, how do we, as a community, try to make a difference in that department that needs to be changed?
Firing them would definitely make them uncomfortable because
But the question is, how do you make them uncomfortable, though? You know, how do you make them uncomfortable? I don't know. How do you make them uncomfortable? I think we need to talk about. I think they need to talk about it more within the conference of their own environment. Roll calls, training, scenarios. It needs to happen. The thing about it is, I can remember, and I used to like Stryker. And I did. Stryker, I used to love him. As a matter of fact, I thought he was one of the best chief sweep that I had when I was working. The unfortunate piece is he used the N-word in a training session before, and he got rolled up by the officer that he used it against. So, I mean, he used it in a statement. Didn't call him that, but he used the word. Don't never use the word. You don't ever use the word. I don't care what you're doing. But you don't ever call nobody that. Ever. You don't ever use that word towards a Black individual. You just don't do it. That's something that you just should not do. So with that all being said, y'all know what it is. You know we love y'all. But at some point, I guess it starts at home with us.
Sure.
It starts at home with us. You know, my daughter's old enough now, she can listen to what she want to listen to. But we need to pay attention to what our children are listening to when they're younger. Exactly. My thing is, hey, there you go, Carolyn. March in front of the district every day. March in front of District 1.
And shut it down.
Until they come up with something. Because I'm telling you, this thing ain't going away. No,
unacceptable. That's unacceptable in a professional setting, any setting, but definitely in that aspect, and to say, oh, okay, well, yeah, we'll go ahead and put you back like you usually do. Like, we just gave you a little slap on the wrist real quick and back to your
Right.
job you go.
Right. Exactly. So, take care of yourself, people. Y'all know this is a show that we got to get up out of here.
Yes.
We love y'all, but we got to give you something to eat.
My positive quote is going to be, choose your words wisely. Think before you speak. Think before you speak. Because yes, you can definitely apologize a gazillion times over. But once you put it out there, it's hard to contract it back, to pull it back. So just think. Think before you speak. Think before you form that sentence. Think of how it's going to come out. It's just important that we think about what we said before we say it, because nowadays, it's so easy to offend someone. So I say, think before you speak.
There it is. And my thing is, remember this, people. For every action, there is definitely going to be a reaction. Positive in, positive out. And we love you all. What's up, Shaba?
Hey.
Thank you for tuning in. Yes, late, better you late, but we got to go. For every action is a reaction. Positive in, positive out. And y'all know me. It's always better to give than it is to receive. We'll see you next time. Love you. Love you too, Carolyn. Thank you. Carolyn said we're two beautiful sisters. Well, you know how we
check this up.
We
check
got
this
to get
up radio pages for all our events.
All our events, because we got y'all, if you ain't doing that Friday night, going downtown to Washington Park, because there's some activities taking place down there this Friday night. Wanna miss it. It's a lot going on. It's the white party going on. It's the sneaker ball going on. It's a lot going on in the city of Cincinnati. So don't give yourself no excuse to stay in the house. Get out, wash your hands, be careful, keep your hands out your face. We don't want you getting monkeypox or COVID. So y'all know, take care of yourself, be well, and we'll see you next week.